young people involved in gun violence activism through Harry Styles and Evertown Partnership. Mia Tretta was 15 years old when she suffered injuries in the Santa Clarita, California shooting at Saugus High School. A student opened fire on the college quad that day, killing 2 students, one of whom was Tretta's best friend, and injuring 3 others, including Tretta. Tretta, who is now 18 years old, joined Students Demand Action, a network of more than 500 student activist groups dedicated to putting an end to gun violence, just a few months after the shooting. As a survivor and activist, Tretta has promoted gun safety, met with members of Congress to lobby for strategies to avoid gun violence, and formally introduced President Joe Biden at an event honoring federal efforts to stop the sale of ghost firearms. She is also a member of a team of Students Demand Action activists who have been working over the past year to involve more young Americans in the battle for gun safety by collaborating with Harry Styles' Love on Tour. Styles made the decision to work with Evertown for gun safety within days after the horrible incident at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, last spring. Styles expressed his totally devastatedness at the moment at the recent spate of horrific killings in America, up to and including Uvalde. In addition to the collaboration, Styles and Live Nation, the production company for his Love on Tour, gave $1 million of the tour's earnings to the Evertown Support Fund, the organization's arm for advocacy, research, and litigation. At 44 concerts, Students Demand Action brought together gun safety advocates and gun violence survivors with Styles fans in locations like Los Angeles, Chicago, and Austin. The organizers tried to reach Styles supporters by giving out Students Demand Action wristbands to those waiting in line and by setting up Student Demand Action tables in the concourse. They also urged people to text LOVE to 644-33, which connects interested parties with staff members who can help them find local employment. The Styles and Evertown cooperation not only inspired business engagement but also youth engagement. The Moody Center in Austin reportedly gave $100,000 to the cause and provided concertgoers with personalized T-shirts for every seat in the stadium, according to Evertown. The Styles and Evertown collaboration was hailed as a success by the music industry and received a Pollstar Award for Best Brand Partnership, Live Campaign of the Year. At a Love on Tour stop in Los Angeles in November, Tretta, for her part, promoted Students Demand Action. Folks passing by were overjoyed to see us there and that we were fighting for this cause, says Tretta, who also tells Teen Vogue that they were anxious to sign up and find out more. She continues, Tretta has been in contact with a group of supporters from a local school who want to launch their own Students Demand Action chapter to assist them with that process. Seeing how motivated people were to sort of fight for what we believe in, what I've been fighting for 3 years, was really encouraging, she reflects. The show was great, and we of course got to see it afterward. Tretta expresses her appreciation to Styles and his team for taking on this cause and emphasizing the part played by young people in the struggle for gun control. Furthermore, she adds, Styles' choice to get involved in the effort to stop gun violence was well received by the concertgoers she spoke with. Clearly, a good proportion of the attendees at Harry Styles are in my age bracket, not all, but a fair deal of them. Compared to hearing from an older person or just reading a tweet or seeing a post about the upcoming massacre, I believe hearing from individuals your own age has a far greater impact, Tretta explains. I believe it to be far more effective to have someone in front of you who is taking action to address this issue and has realized that you can do the same. Chloe Gayer, a fellow with the Evertown Survivor Network and a volunteer with Students Demand Action, decorated her car with flyers before making the approximately 6-hour trip from Iowa to Chicago to see her first concert, a Love on Tour performance. After receiving the SMS asking if I wanted to see Harry Styles, Gayer, a Drake University student, remembers, I think my entire dorm building could hear me shout at the top of my lungs that I was really excited about it. It was great to be able to work with an artist that I adore and something that I am so passionate about. She adds of the partnership. Gayer, a student survivor fellow, claims to have been the victim of abuse in a relationship that included. Gayer argues Styles' choice to collaborate with Evertown is very impactful. He certainly understands his target market. The majority of us are members of Generation Z, who have grown up in a culture that glorifies gun violence. I am a victim of gun violence, but I also recognize that virtually every member of my generation has been impacted by gun violence. Mass shootings were all around us as children. When Sandy Hook and numerous other tragedies occurred, I was 8 years old. It's really empowering to know that a musician with his popularity and standing, who isn't even from the United States, is taking the time to stand with us, Gayer concludes. He's utilizing his platform to help save lives despite the fact that it's a very contentious issue. According to Justin Funes, a National Advisory Board member with Students Demand Action, he was born in Honduras and grew up in Compton, California, where there was a lot of gun violence. While attending the University of Chicago in Chicago, he worked the tables at 2 Love on Tour performances there. He claims that many of the young people at the concerts he spoke with recounted their personal stories of gun violence. Funes claims that since the audience was young, many young people were able to relate because gun violence is the leading cause of death for children and adolescents in America. Funes notes that although Those Styles is not American, it is significant that the pop icon is working to reduce gun violence in this country. It's vital for him to connect with these problems because it is his fan base that this issue affects.